Three, two, one. What's going on, everybody? Pat DeBear here with another Flame On that you can see. Unless you're listening to this afterwards, in which case, just go to the YouTube channel and then you can see it. But for right now, that it's audio. I am Pat DeBear. I am your host, and we are here for a Flame On quarantine house party. I am
Woo! There you go.
We are. I'm gonna go by the Brady Bunch square that I have, or rectangle-ish. To my left that I'm looking at, we've got Cap joining us.
Oh, hey. Pleasure to be here. Are we doing self-introductions? I should say who I am?
Yeah.
Like beyond Cap?
Yeah, so you're not usually on the show with us, so yes, please tell our viewing and listening audience who you are, what you do, and how much we love you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to rely on you to say how much I'm loved because that's very narcissistic and I'm not doing it. But correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think I've been on Flame On since the Centennial episode back in...
Oh my God! Yes,
Which is
2015.
Which is also
like
up on here,
house party,
and it's up here on YouTube.
Oh God, that was such a bad recording.
Yeah, so that's a lot's changed. Anyway, short introduction. Hey, I'm Cap. I run the Nerdy Show Network. I run Omniverse, the storytelling company that is the umbrella above Nerdy Show Network. I make the Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program, a queer horror comedy audio drama, and that's the short version.
Well, welcome.
And so much more.
And so much more. All right. Sorry, I'm pulling up a little the YouTube feed so that way I can see comments as well. So that is Cap, and we do adore Cap. Cap has been the backbone for a lot of what we've done. Cap has dealt with my emails for the last few years while I've been editing and posting and putting all this craziness together. So I appreciate you, Cap, very much. And I can speak for the rest of us when I say that we adore you.
Thank you.
So that's Cap. So that's Cap. On my right on my screen, we've got Brian joining us from the West Coast.
Hello. I am so happy to be back and in the video. It is 6:04 Pacific Standard Time or Daylight Time or whatever.
EDT.
Pacific. There you go.
This whole night ahead of them so far.
I really do, because we have shifted hours here. We get up a little later than normal and we stay up very late. So it's about halfway through my day right now.
Unlike me, at like 10 o'clock, I'm like, time for bed. Havoc, let's go for a walk. Peace, gotta go. So that's Brian. In that spot over there on my screen, we've got BJ.
Hey, what's up? What?
You're excited.
Excited. He's happy to be here.
Well, I have food, so like that's
right.
50% of it right there.
Not mad about it. Directly below me in the Alice spot. There we go. I got to figure out where my webcam is and angle properly. We've got Jeff joining us.
Hola, how's it going, guys? Long time no hear.
Down that way, we've got the one and only Jared joining us. About as loud as he normally is. This is a visual medium this time around, so we can't really be mad about it until we put this out as audio. In which case,
then you got problems.
Yeah. When Jared's around, we always have problems, but we love them. In the bottom-ish corner down that way, we've got Mr. Bearbust himself. Josh is down there.
How's it going?
A thought's for a thought.
Oh, gosh.
Impure Thoughts. That's our band, Josh. That's our band.
Impure Thoughts. I love it. I think I either said thoughts for a thought or a thought pocket the other day, and somebody fucking lost their shit. It was great.
Thought pocket.
Down on the bottom, although she is a top for Christ now. We've got the one and only Oral. What up, Oral?
That's me.
That's you.
Hi, everybody. Cap, girl, let me tell you, quarantine has done wonders for you. Your hair, sickening. Your glasses, cutting. Oh, I love it. I haven't seen you in months.
It's been a long fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of us all just look like this.
I look pretty good. I don't know what you're talking.
I look fine. Like,
Don't take that hat off, Josh.
Oh, quarantine hair.
I got compliments on it at my chiropractor because I did it myself, and that there's was a nice fade. Now this is growing back in. So
how does that
like
work?
You buzzed it.
How do you get chiropractic medicine in this age of social distancing?
Is it kind of like one of those iron lungs where people kind of like reach in through gloves and?
No. So chiropractic medicine is still considered a necessity or medical. So that's why they're still able to do it.
So they crack your bones, but not remotely.
Correct.
Haven't trained the robots to do that yet.
They use the force.
Yep.
All right, and last but not least, joining us on the bottomish corner, that over somewhere on the screen, Eric is there.
Hello.
Hi. And I will say this, I don't know how to pull the chat up directly, completely where I can see it, but Umberto is watching, and he said hello to everybody that he knows and to all the new friends on the screen.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Umberto.
If somebody has a better way to keep up with the chat, let me know. But yeah, so we are coming to you utilizing Zoom and OBS and YouTube and the plethora of technology that is available. That's pretty much always been available, but now because of social distancing and work from home and all this other craziness, we're now pretty much all using it, and this is what our life has become. I'm now waiting for the lip sync battle for the season 12 crown, where they zoom in and have to put the zoom. We could watch both performances and have them up side by side. Although they may not actually even, I don't even know. They may not crown a winner. I think they're going to go back to, since it's just the top three, because if Sherry Pie is the fourth person, they just go back to the old format and do a reunion special with the Zoom cast and then just crown a winner. They just crown Gigi. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, as I say, come on.
Pretty much.
Team Heidi in the closet.
Heidi Nina Closet.
Heidi hydrates now.
Heidi hydrates.
I don't know why they took away her middle name. It's Nina. Heidi Nina Closet.
I get it. It's clever.
Honestly, between that and Brianna Cracker, I'm not sure which one I love better.
Brianna Cracker.
One is more delicious.
Brianna Cracker.
Got it.
Yep.
Got it. All right. Josh is on board. All right. So
I've heard that name, so I got a pretty quick thank you.
True. All right.
Oh, Josh, slow as molasses and twice as sweet.
Oh.
None of us can really say anything to it. It's great.
I think that's the first time Oral's said anything along the lines that BJ says usually.
Yeah, I'm the Shade Queen now, Oral. I've been the Shade Queen while you've been gone.
You know, once you're crowned empress, you can have your little kingdoms. I own the entire lot.
That's true.
This is very, very true. So I actually didn't call this meeting. Brian had reached out a little while ago and had said that he was interested in trying to do a Facebook little gathering so that way we could all chat and talk during this isolation, stay at home. I don't want to say shelter in place or quarantine because neither of those are actually the correct terms. My mother, who works for the government as well as Brian, explained to me that shelter in place is more of a military direct term of if you're under attack, you have to literally just be right in that spot and not move.
Underneath a tree or some shit.
Well, I mean, it's not going to give you that much shelter, but hey, whatever. And quarantine, I mean, we're either have essential workers like BJ goes to work or Josh is going for chiropractic. So quarantine's a little out of the. Yes, come on, masks. This is my
Nice.
little bear mask. My bear mask made by Dixie.
Masks for masks.
Masks for masks. Masks for mascara.
Oh, wait a minute. I have something that is accurate.
Oh God! Oh God! What are you gonna bring back?
Okay.
Do you have a
So,
plague doctor mask? Somebody has to.
It's very important
Oh, I do.
to support small
You
local
would.
businesses.
I'm excited.
And one business that I did not think would ever do that, I mean, yes and no, decided that they were going to sell masks. Shout
Is it
out to
Mojo Man?
Because I put this on, and at one point, my friend who started the trend, his friend is like, "Dude, is that your Chuck Jonas?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, this is literally nothing but underwear that they repurposed." But you know, where there's a will, there's a dollar.
100%.
If it's good enough for your nuts, it's good enough for your face.
Turn to the side, Josh. We need to see the beak. There you go.
All right.
Ooh, that was good.
Good times. So we are. So Brian did suggest doing a little get together, a little house party, and we worked this out to do it as a YouTube stream. Which, if you join our Patreon at a certain level, we'll be doing these regularly for you. We also do have a new sip of tea with Oral came out today for our Patreon subscribers, and we have some more micros coming out. So please be patient. This past month has been a little tough on me here in Chicago without having any of my shit, aside from what I had for the last 2 months. But that stuff is coming up very soon, I promise. So we assembled the crew, including past members and Cap as our fearless omniverse gathering place. And
Our Zordon.
So, what's up?
Our Zordon.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I'll be your Zordon. Find me some teenagers with attitude.
I don't know
We're
about
all-
you,
we're all
but I was
old.
always a tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills sort of girl.
It's a rare and special vintage Oral.
Oh God.
Delicious.
Going in for the deep cuts.
I love it. Okay, cool. Somebody's actually. Are you keeping up with the chat, Brian?
Yes.
Okay.
So far, just Umberto, but the night is young. So yeah,
I'm assaulting friends with the link currently. I'm just cutting
I saw-
and pasting and throwing it at them.
I saw more comments and it's like very translucent on my screen. I was like, "What?" Oh,
Yeah,
that's us. Never mind.
just us.
So I am gonna throw it over to Brian to lead this discussion. So take it away, Brian.
We'll see how rusty I am at this. So I want to talk and find out what everyone has been doing for the last almost, I think, actually close to 2 months. For Seattle, it's been almost exactly 2 months. And so this can be binging like whatever shows, TV, movies, all the normal media crap. Or alternatively, creative endeavors that you guys have been pouring your time into. Of course, everyone knew this before the show, so everyone's got a great idea here, I'm sure. And I'm excited to hear because we still probably have at least another couple weeks left in Seattle of this. So, might give me some ideas. Hopefully
Not
our
in
listeners
Florida.
as well. Yeah, I
They're
know.
gonna be open and running around.
For a couple months before they all get sick again. Sorry.
I was gonna say, give it a couple weeks.
I was like, months? Give it 2
Yeah,
weeks,
2 weeks.
and we'll see the numbers. You heard that Atlanta reported like one of their highest, like another 1,000 cases,
Mhm.
and it's 24 hours after they reopened.
Yep. So on the happy note, let's. I think we should start with I won't even call her our special guest. I will call her my personal inspiration in podcasting and mentor of sorts and all of the things that we've dabbled with over the years together. And most importantly, my Moogfest partner, compatriot.
Partner
I
in
like
crime.
that. Definitely partner in crime. Cap, what have you been experiencing and or binging or creating over this quarantine?
Well, gosh, It's been so real. Also, let me just say, R.I.P. Moogfest. I hope you come back someday. But what a year. You would have been canceled and killed anyway. So you just bowed out early. Yeah, gosh, it's been tough. It's been real tough. Lots of just like mental health baggage. You know, I work from home anyway, but it's been really psychologically deteriorating. That said, though, cool and fun things have happened. Um, for example, I really, really, really got into the new DuckTales. Now, I'd watched
Woohoo! It's so good.
good. I'd watched a big chunk of it through like season 1 and half of season 2, but then there was a big break and I fell off the rocker and now I've just been I'm current now as of like yesterday. So,
See, I'm a couple episodes behind.
oh gosh, it's been such a wild ride. It's so beautiful and good. It's like it's a very, it's a kids show, sure, but it really is all ages where it counts. It's easily the best thing on Disney right now, and I actually think I might like it better than Gravity Falls. Um,
Yes.
Uh-oh.
I know we're fighting words, and Gravity Falls is great, and this ain't gonna take that away, but like it's real good. It's like Indiana Jones for kids. There's a James Bond parody episode that's very sharp and and authentically has something that at least musically is the best James Bond theme in probably 25 years. And that's hard to fuck with. Like that's there's an episode where they all get trapped in like a mystical sitcom that slams 90s era television in some really beautiful and incredible ways. It's a great adventure show. The characters are fantastic. It's David Tennant's best role of his career. I know more fighting words, sorry.
Oh no, I agree. I fully agree.
You're not getting an argument out of me. It's okay.
Yeah. After that kind introduction, I'm like, let me throw some shade and shit.
That's it. I'm gonna kick you off the Zoom call. I'm sorry. Bye.
Fight.
Terrell, where's my dress?
Oh, I'm sorry. We lost Cap.
I died. Yeah. So and that show is full of a lot of really deep cut Easter eggs from like the Disney Afternoon era and from Disney at large or from pop culture at large, but none of it's forced. It's not like blinded by nostalgia. It's very uniquely, originally its own thing, and none of that nostalgic stuff comes in as baggage. It's all just extra goodies if you're already along for the ride for a bunch of compelling reasons, not the least of which it's very sharply written.
It's a love letter. It really, really is. Like season 3, apparently they're supposed to introduce the entire Disney Afternoon characters from every show.
Gargoyles?
Except for that one. But apparently Gargoyles is supposedly getting a lot of show.
Marsupilami?
Oh gosh. Well, like Marsupilami, probably Disney owns it at this point, but that was always a French import. So I don't know the legalities of Marsupilami.
Oh, I didn't know that.
How you know the copyright for Marsupilami should never be dashed over.
Cap is a
me
keeper
about
of
my
arcane secrets.
Well, I've just admitted that I don't know. I just know that there's, like it could be contested. I doubt it's like if Disney gets involved with something, they own it forever. Like 101 Dalmatians was a book, and now it's like a bunch of movies. Black Cauldron, I don't know if the rights holders have the rights to that property anymore, even if they're not doing anything with it. Who knows? But yeah, DuckTales is full of deep cuts. There's like, aside from Darkwing Duck having like this whole really beautiful, different kind of Adam West kind of thing going on in the show, but there's like references to the gummy bears and stuff. Like, and it's on the down low, and it doesn't matter. It's not important that this is there. This is not why you should watch the show. You should watch it because like it's a really compelling family drama. There's lots of really cool twists and turns, great characters. Actually, some recent surprising queer representation where the new character Violet, they're showing the induction of the senior junior woodchuck ceremony, and the junior woodchucks are shown to be like, unlike the Boy Scouts, or the Girl Scouts for that matter, but extremely inclusive. It's like all genders are welcome in this fictional scouting organization. And Violet's all of a sudden, Violet's got 2 dads, and they're both wearing shirts that have arrows pointing to each other that say, "I'm with Dad." And Lena, who's Violet and Webby's friend, is like, that's my sister from two misters. And I mean, like, they're laying it on pretty thick, quite frankly. But but it's rad though, so no complaints here.
Outstanding. So Viria in the chat said that Iron Galaxy has the license, and Dave Lang is supposed to be re-releasing the Marsupilami with
Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
Hi,
Wow.
V.
Thank you for this
I will ask
important
him.
intelligence. Elsewise, in terms of creativity, DuckTales is the only thing I've been binging, and that's kind of a recent development because most of the time I've just been working nonstop, same as it ever was. But I did end up starting a new project inadvertently throughout this whole shebang. It's called Neon Bath, and it is a stream of consciousness cyberpunk fantasy story that's choose your own adventure, or as I call it to make it legally distinct, dream your destiny. It's sort of being written as I go, semi-publicly. So if you go to neonbath.com, you can read the first installment and the next two pieces of it as well. There's a couple choices there, and it's growing as it goes. It's based off of my Patreon. So for my patrons, they have weekly polls where they decide which of the three paths of like what's current in their playthrough of the novel. They choose which one they want. That's the one I write. There's no planning whatsoever. I write the entire thing via dictation, which allows it to be this kind of stream of consciousness experience. Because my goal with it is to make an adventure that really puts you, the reader, into work in a way that this is not a place where you have to worry about peril. It is actually about a really strange spa. And reading this is meant to be like a sort of mental that in the way that it's written, kind of like a guided meditation, you can project yourself into it and see what you need to see through its kind of poetic vagueness. And I'm hoping this is an experiment that actually works and pays off. So far, so good. People seem to like it. But I'm having a lot of fun with it because I love writing cyberpunk and I love writing vaguely erotic fantasy, and it's all of those things at once.
That's outstanding. We'll post a link on our Facebook page then, because I know I saw you had posted that was coming out, and I need to get back on and
Yeah,
track
it's out. It's out right now, and in fact, I've done a new one of the entries from the first part of it that you can read is public, and voting is public as well. So whatever happens next in that thread will be decided by the general public as opposed to the patrons.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Oh, I'm excited.
Or I suppose in addition to the patrons is really what it is.
Oh. So let's move along then. I'm just going on the order that I think the audience is seeing this. I will save myself for last. Just, whatever. BJ, are you, as you're sucking through that straw of deliciousness, I'm sure. What are you doing this?
It's sangria and oolong tea.
No.
That's quite a
I don't
mix.
know why it works, but it works really well.
So what else have you been sucking? No, I'm just kidding. What have you been up to?
Nothing, Brian. Thank you for reminding me.
Oh,
not a goddamn thing, you asshole.
Well, BJ, I told you I'd be your wingman.
Oh yeah, right.
You go cruise the chiropractors with Josh.
Exactly.
There we go. Whatever. Physical contact, I'll take it. I robbed somebody on the street, so they tackle me. So right before everything hit, a remake of a game from 2015 or 2014-ish area came out. It's Persona 5 The Royal. And Atlas has a regular thing where they put out the game, then they put out a better version of it. And I was really interested because I personally think Persona 5 is probably the best turn-based RPG game I've ever played. Yeah, they hit it out of the park, so they got all my money. This is the Take Your Heart edition. So the game, they've added a whole nother semester, so if you played a Persona game, generally they follow like an actual linear progression of time, where you have a certain amount of time to either rank up your skills, stats, and confidants through like daily interactions. And what they did for the remake is they added a whole nother semester, a whole nother palace or dungeon. They added 2 new characters, 2 new confidants, a whole slew of weapons, a whole slew of new personas, and for those of you that are familiar with Pokemon, personas effectively are just deity Pokemon. You have personas for like Judeo-Christian mythos. You've got personas for Hinduism. I think I made a persona called Mara. If any of you want to Google what Mara looks like, it's effectively a giant penis with a mouth and on a big golden chariot. And in the game, it's also very animated, so there's a lot of undulating. The game, you pretty much start out as a transfer student who's on probation because he effectively stopped a woman from getting raped. But the man who attempted to rape her is a government official and had the story changed, so he assaulted him. So you come in this game at the lowest position possible. Your parents effectively just sent you to a family friend. You live in his attic above his shop. Everybody at school talks shit about you. The first sort of dungeon, or palace as they're called, is a cognitive reconstruction of the PE teacher's desires. So he walks around an actual castle in a crown, a Speedo, and a robe covered in hearts. And he is the absolute fucking worst. He beats his students. One of the other students, he's trying to date her. And every time she turns him down, he proceeds to beat his volleyball team physically. So it's a very rebellious sort of undertone to it, because everybody's personas in the game are based off of either French lore. Arsène is your first persona, and I believe that's a French thief. And then you have Zorro, Captain Eustace Kidd, the pirate, Carmen. So there's a lot of thief motif to it. It's really, really good, and it raises some really interesting questions. There's one palace you go to, and there's a security room behind a security gate, and you can't open it unless you trick it's a corrupt artist. You trick him into seeing the door he doesn't want people to see open. So you actually have to leave the palace for the day and pull this fucked up plan and then go back to the palace. And usually it also revolves around you possibly getting arrested multiple times. So you have like 20 days before they file a police report, and you have to give them a change of heart by stealing the core of their corrupted desires. You have to do that before your time is up, or it's game over. So there's a time limit to each individual dungeon, and some are longer and some are shorter. So it's if you haven't played any Persona game before, definitely pick up Persona 5 The Royal. It's the Royal is 140-ish hours. I'm not done. I haven't even started the extra content yet. And as a little sweet spot, Atlas has put the original DLC up on the PlayStation Store for free, and I think it's still up there for free. And it's $50 worth of DLC from the first Persona 5 that they put up for free.
So
let me tell you about the Phantom Thieves and how much they have robbed me of my PlayStation 4. So yeah. I got the original Persona 5 when it was on like some super duper sale for $5, and didn't play it for 6 months. And this was also like last year, so it was already about 4 years after the game was released. Then my wife decides to say like, "Oh, this looks pretty interesting." She, we love anime, so she saw the design aesthetic for Persona 5. Was like, "Let me give this a shot." Fell in love with the game and played it nonstop. And it happened to coincide where she was on the last palace that BJ described at the end of the game when they announced that Persona 5 Royal was going to come out a week later. And I told her, like, so this looks like just a remake or an update where they put in some new stuff. And she was still like enthralled. So I got it for her, and she has now gladly restarted it, and is now going through it again.
Wow.
The only hope is there's a sequel coming out later this year called Persona 5 Scramble for Nintendo Switch and PlayStation. I'm really hoping we get it for the Switch so that I can have the PlayStation back.
they haven't announced when the scramble's coming out here yet. It's already been released in Japan. Um, yeah, I was on the fence about getting it, and then they were like, "Oh, there's new changes to the battle system. They've streamlined the confidant system, so it's not so much of a task."
There's a
And
whole new character that you didn't have in the first game.
yeah, there's a whole nother character.
Are there more penis monsters?
Don't understand?
Is that
Huh?
are there more penis monsters or other
No,
genitalia
just
monsters that we should know about?
Just
By
Just
the way,
Laura.
for
As
those,
many as you want there to be.
those of you in this chat that are not watching the YouTube feed, the penis monster is on the side of the screen, and Eric is not happy with it. I'm
Is it
just
the
putting that
animated
out there.
picture?
A little scary, Eric. Are you terrified? I thought about doing like
It's-
trigger warning and big bold.
I'm disturbed.
It's emotionally scarring. It really is.
I'm scarred. Yeah,
It's a little Lovecraftian.
a lot.
Yeah.
Lovecraftian.
Yeah.
There's a smaller version of it that's just the head that pops up as
Just
a
the
mid
tip.
palace that pops up as a mid palace mini boss.
Yeah,
And-
everybody's different. Everybody's different. All sizes and shapes. You can't really say the common size.
And at the time, Anne's your only female character, and when it appears, she just proceeds to scream. And then after the battle, she's like, "I hate this place, and I want this to end now."
Oh, gosh.
No, so for those of you that don't understand how the confidant system works, it's really interesting because when you go into the game, it's a base. Like, you hit it, if you hit its weakness, you get an extra turn. There's a shogi player you can friend, and as you level up her confidant rank, you get the ability to switch characters out mid-battle. So it's like you get these little boons from actually being social. Which has been a great distraction for everything that's been happening. But the game's really good. I'm at the last palace because I managed to do all the stuff you have to do for the true ending. So I've still probably got another 20 to 35 hours left. But when you get the Take Your Heart edition, you get a art book. And a soundtrack. They revised the soundtrack. They added 10 new tracks. It's probably one of the best soundtracks for any video game series I've ever heard. And you also get Joker's mask,
Oh, lovely.
the leader of the Phantom Thieves.
That's another mask for your collection. That's great.
I may or may not have worn it for the first 24 hours playing the game. And my roommate, who's very tired of the game, because I also got Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I have not played it yet. And every time I ask him what he wants to do, he's like, play Final Fantasy VII. I want to see something other than this game. And I'm not, no.
So, Viria in the chat room, also another great. The chat room's doing our research for us. This is fantastic. Arsene Lupin is. I didn't realize there's a connection there to Lupin the Third. That's awesome. It's Lupin the Third's grandfather.
Oh, okay. I knew there was a Lupin reference in there. I just couldn't remember who. But yeah, Arsene, your first persona is linked to Lupin, and the shop owner whose cafe you live above looks just like one of the other characters from Lupin the Third. His character design was completely based off that.
Interesting. So
thanks, V. I went to high school with V, by the way.
Oh, awesome. Very cool. All right, let's keep moving. Jeff, I think based on this sort of Western zigzag thing I'm doing here, you're next.
Sure. So still working this entire time because apparently banking is essential business, but working from home. So that's helped fill a lot of the time. When I'm not working, I'm able to finally watch the rest of the Office. I think I gave up years ago after I didn't even make it to when Steve Carell left the show.
Oh my gosh.
Got through 4 seasons and then something happened and I just never went back. So now I'm actually going back and finishing it with everything going on. Also keeping up on my manga reading and all the different anime. I actually just started watching Hunter x Hunter today. Never gave it a chance before, but since you got 4 seasons worth on Netflix, and then if I need to dip into Crunchyroll, I can do that. I've been playing Doom Eternal since
How is that? I've heard nothing but good things.
It's very fun. It's like if Mario had a shotgun. A lot of jumping and swinging and a lot more platforming in a shooter than you'd ever really expect. But that being said, it's fun because you have to they've changed it from the 2016 Doom, where you have to do like a lot of resource management. So you always have to watch your health and your ammo, and different ways of killing things gives you stuff back to like replenish your health and your ammo. That being said, though, like I kind of preferred the look of the 2016 one. It was a little less cartoony, but it's fun. It's very fun. And then been playing Jackbox with groups of friends online, and I'm sure those guys have made a fortune now for everybody finally going back and going like, oh, I should probably buy a Jackbox collection for all of the $5 that they're worth.
There's actually a celebrity Jackbox game going on right now.
Who's
that
in
we
it?
Are
that we're competing with?
Yes, right.
Oh, we fucked up.
Oh no.
No, we
I mean,
fucked up.
in this climate of streaming, everyone's competing with everybody all the time, and like I'm just like I'm overextended. My social occasions are way beyond what they were before.
I had like 3 or 4 live streams I was trying to watch at the same time yesterday. I mean, Janelle Monáe was performing. Bitches by the bar were doing Thirsty
Wait a minute,
Thursdays.
Janelle Monáe was performing and
Yeah,
you didn't
I
give
missed
a
that.
girl a heads up?
Girl, I'm sorry.
He hosted a
I
watching
almost-
party on
mine.
Facebook. Yeah.
I think if you go back to my page, the reason I did a watch party was because apparently when somebody goes live, if you do a watch party, it goes to your page and you can actually go back and watch it, like the whole thing. I think even if you come in late. So go to my page, Oral, and watch the performance. It's very weird watching her try to perform to a camera with no crowd, and like at one point she was like, "No, you sing."
Oh, it's the
Awkward.
Oscars all over
Wow.
again. It's the Oscars all over again.
Oh my god, that performance was so good. Her Oscar performance was so fantastic.
Except for when she looked at the audience and waited for a reaction. Tom Hanks did not give her anything.
Well, he was fine. Brad Pitt gave her nooch.
That happened
Not
to
a damn thing.
that happened to Bruno Mars at the Grammys, where he's like, "Everybody get up and dance," and everybody's just sitting there, and he's like, "Get your rich asses up and dance," and they were like, "He means it," and they actually started to get up.
I'm really glad he called them out because that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, so the only person I remember from the celebrity Jackbox was Finn Wolfhard, which I knew Josh would appreciate.
Who?
Finn Wolfhard.
You don't know me.
Anytime there's a Stranger Things thing, I always try to loop it back to Josh. Although the reason I remembered it was actually when we were taping this or streaming this was because I went to share it to Josh, and then I was like, oh, we'll be on YouTube at that time. Got it.
Yeah.
But
But other than all that fun stuff, fixing up stuff around the house and gardening, I think everybody I know has taken up some form of gardening and planting of produce. And I was joking with somebody recently, like, by the
Gross.
time this is all done, we're all going to be at farmers markets trying to sell our wares.
welcome to the fun world. Oh, and speaking of gardening, tomorrow is Naked Gardening Day. Thank you, BJ, for reminding me about that.
That's a thing.
You're welcome.
It started here in Seattle.
I mean, I am totally for it, but I think my neighbors are really gonna frown on any.
I have a
gardening
friend
in
or
my
two
park.
that's a nurse, and I can't wait to hear about the weird injuries. I can't wait.
Well, if anybody out there listening or watching this has any interesting naked gardening stories or pictures, whatever, send them to our Facebook or actually probably should send them to Twitter if they're potentially nudes.
Or just slide into the DM.
Slide us-
I was gonna say, just send them to my DMs. That's
All right,
fine.
all right.
Completely fine.
Jared.
Explicit dricks are. Wait, hold on, real quick.
Oh, yep, sorry.
So because we're talking about May 2nd being Naked Gardening Day, we all know today is the 1st of May. And my favorite was it's not showing up here.
Havoc Swamp.
Havoc's absorbing it.
Space. Kat posted a tweet that was sent out earlier. It's 1st of May, outdoor nothing starts today.
Oh.
Hashtag stay home.
Oh. Yeah.
I felt that was appropriate.
Very appropriate. I wanted to do a live something with that, and it's not happening. So if you're doing karaoke in the comfort of your own homes tonight, sing a little Jonathan Colton 1st of May. It'd be very appropriate. Okay, Jared.
We can see you.
I know. You can all watch
Everyone can see you.
Jared's facial
Can you hear me?
reactions. Oh, we can hear you, honey. It's
Wonderful.
delightful. So what I know you have an event that you hosted before the shutdown. and I do want to hear about that if that's something.
Oh, the figure drawing thing. Yeah. No, it was fun. There were a lot of growing pains for that event for sure. Might have to just find another venue with a lot better lighting.
So that was at Savoy, and for those who
Correct.
didn't, I think we even talked about it.
I went.
Yes,
I
Pat
was
there
there.
for moral support.
Yeah, but I mean,
Because I don't draw.
did anybody besides Jared draw? I hope at least.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
good,
we
yay!
had
Josh
we had,
Goldstein was there.
yes, Josh Goldstein was there too.
Deep friend of the pod.
So,
Yes.
but you'll be doing it again once the thing is lifted and we're all back.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
yeah.
Excellent. So what else have you been doing?
You should do it now with somebody in full PPE.
Well, in fact, we talked about potentially me jumping in and doing some of the modeling.
Oh yes.
Would love that.
Well,
You should host an online one, Jared.
Ooh.
I did. That was for a freelancer group that I'm a part of here in town called Slice Creative Network. Did a quick little figure drawing workshop, figure drawing session last week, I think. Yeah.
You posted it. I remember you posted a link to it, and I was tempted to like jump in, and then I was like, I'm just gonna draw pictures of dick butt. That's all I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna just hang back and just be a good friend and not ruin your event.
Thank you.
Dick and butt or dick butt?
Dick butt. The character dick butt.
I don't know who that is.
Oh my god.
Somebody put a picture for Dick Butt.
I'm on it. So, but Jared, what else have you?
We got dick butt. Got it.
What else have you been up to?
After that had happened, I was going to go to GDC, but things started shutting down and canceling, and I thought, okay, well, maybe the little things will start coming out, and then they got canceled too. So I was essentially trapped in San Francisco for about a week.
I saw that too.
Yeah, and from March up until maybe last week, I've just been doing work, but also balancing it with fun projects. I've been doing stuff with Kat for Call of Cthulhu Mystery Program, which has been a lot of fun.
And Jared's in a forthcoming series of that as a player character.
But he hasn't been doing anything about 40 Gay or the Crown of Narcissists. Just putting that out there.
No.
Just putting that out there.
It's group participation. Yeah.
It's okay. We have our spin-off set up.
We
That's
did
what
mention the
I'm
Crown of Narcissists in the last episode that just went out. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We did kind of pick up where that one left off.
Okay.
Well, we mentioned it because Gay Life, now that's what I call Gay Life, has exceeded the number of Crown of Narcissists episodes. So now it's our second longest running spin-off show.
Nice.
Whose idea was that, by the way?
Who what?
Who came up with that idea?
For which one?
That's what I call Gay Life.
I think that was Jared.
That's yours, BJ.
Thank you.
Don't give her the satisfaction.
Thank
Girl,
you.
she actually does stuff for the podcast. Calm yourself. That's a strippable offense.
I do stuff for the podcast too.
If he sneezes, it's a strippable offense.
He posts thoughty pictures. Thought pocket.
Outside of all this,
And I hashtag it all the time.
You do. Sorry, Jared. Back to you.
thank you. Outside of this, I've just been binging Netflix shows, and then as of Monday, I purchased Conan Exiles, hoping to actually see some digital dong. But apparently in the U.S., you can't see digital dong.
That's not okay.
Yeah, it's
Verboten.
like Europe and Asia, you can see that, but not in the U.S. So I'm having
Criminal.
to find some technical workarounds to get that happening.
Quench your thirst.
Yes.
Brian, thank you for adjusting the dick butt.
I needed to adjust it. It was a little too tight.
Yeah.
Did I lose you guys at all?
Phrasing.
No, you're still there.
Oh, okay. Because my video is gonna look so wonky because apparently my screen just froze while Jared was talking.
He has that effect sometimes. Well, that's
His
great.
soothing tones.
Jared, was that it, or I'm sorry if we all interrupted every time, but
It's okay, I'm used to it.
no.
He's like, now I remember why I left.
Yes, because all the
You plebes. So Pat, I know you've been having an adventure over the last
Oh.
month or so. So you know, but I know you've also been doing, I'm sure, a little fair share of binging.
Yes. Well, so after the last full cast recording came out, there were a couple things that I hadn't watched, including Castlevania and I Am Not Okay with This, both of which I think the next day or like 2 days later went and watched. So now I've caught up on those shows. I think I did not watch Tiger King. I still have not gotten
Fuck
to
that
point.
show. It's trash.
I haven't
Big
watched
Cat
it.
Rescue is amazing, and fuck that show.
I have not gotten to
Pause
that
for a
point.
second. Cap.
Yeah.
Tell me you've seen the Animal Crossing Tiger King mashup.
Man, even if I had, I wouldn't know what it was. I have ignored like Tiger King completely because I really admire the work that Big Cat Rescue does, and I don't care how crazy the woman who runs it is. She can feed her husband to 1,000,000 tigers for all I care. The point is, she's trying to end like the existence of tigers in like captivity. The capacity for people to own tigers is ridiculous. So, you know, kill as many husbands as you want. I don't care.
I want you to know that I am
That is a
Team
vibe.
Carol Baskin. So, you know, you don't have to preach to the choir. I'm all about her. Bit of a hypocrite, but that's fine. But
That is a
there is a
vibe.
mashup that needs to be seen, and it is great.
Okay.
It took me for a loop when I saw it. The end of it kind of like I wasn't ready.
So the one thing that I have been binging that is not new, because I have it's so I haven't had my TVs in over a month, so I have to constantly pick up my laptop, and well, for a while I up until earlier this past Monday, I didn't have any furniture besides my bed, so literally I would just sit in bed for the entire day watching my laptop from like across the room. But I forgot how much I loved Veep. So I have Hulu with live TV, and some of the HBO stuff is on there for free or to watch or whatever. So I decided, let me go back and watch Veep from the beginning to the end. It's fantastic. And the longer it ran and got to the 2016 election, the more absurd and yet oddly poignant the show was for today's day and age. I watched season 7 when it came out, but I'd forgotten like kind of how everything went. And Julia Louis-Dreyfus had a cancer scare during the filming of season 7. So it got delayed. It got all the, there was a whole bunch of stuff. And it's actually about 3 episodes shorter than a normal season would. And it kind of, you could see that in the fact that it went at a steady pace. And then kind of the last episode of the series just is like, okay, this, and here you go. And it kind of, but it more, if you watched How I Met Your Mother, the last 2 episodes, how they kind of would do time jumps, and it was like, let's show you this little bit of this period of like these little bits. But that was the last like 5 to 8 minutes of the show. Was you got to this point, she becomes the nominee, and now, okay, this is like the effects of all of that, and the fact that, you know, she was she was a narcissist, and she would say and do whatever it took to get what she wanted politically and to advance what she wanted. When they made her daughter a lesbian, and then they were gonna get married, and then she frees Tibet essentially, and then in order to gain like China's backing, she tells them, "Oh, you can have Tibet back," and then to get one guy's support, who is a closeted gay, like devout Christian, she turns around and is like, fuck it, I'll get rid of marriage equality, or and all this, and she's like, it's all a matter of like, whatever, I don't like, it's all just whatever I need to do. And then as they like kind of go through the epilogue, that's being the news report of like during her funeral, and it's like she's most or best known for putting a complete end to gay marriage, like all these things that like it's absurd and bizarre, and the fact that we look at like sometimes it's hard to distinguish satire from our current world, and going back and watching Veep all over again, and I know that it's a British import from In the Thick of It was the British version, Brian?
Yeah, Iannucci. I forgot his first name. Peter, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. And then wasn't Hugh Laurie, because that was Capaldi, right?
Capaldi, yeah, no, Hugh Laurie wasn't in it, but Iannucci's new series is. Did you see Avenue 5 yet?
No, no.
That's
no.
Iannucci's new series. That's basically kind of like Veep, but in space, and it's got Hugh Laurie as the captain.
Oh, that's right. For some reason, I thought Hugh Laurie was in the thick of it also, but he ends up playing a large part in the last like 2 seasons, I think, or 2.5 seasons of Veep. So that's kind of been one of the things that I've really been binging. Nailed it. I watched the 4th season of that. All kind of like the fun stuff, trying to keep my spirits up, because the last month has been
it's a nightmare.
It's been a thing. It's been a thing for sure. And the other thing that thanks to BJ, I was able to binge Doctor Who.
That's right. I forgot I gave you that login.
Yeah, it's become I'm gonna build a commune where we just all like each one of us has a membership to a different subscription.
HBO Max.
Is Doctor Who on Amazon Prime?
It is. Yeah. That's how I watch
it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, BJ purchased it and was kind enough to let me watch over his shoulder. We'll just call it that. But this going from Jodie's first season as the Doctor to this season, I think was an extreme turnaround, and it was fantastic. Honestly,
it paid off. It definitely paid off.
The new Master was amazing.
I find him really attractive, and I'm not used to that with that character. But I'm down. I'm completely down. I find that actor very attractive.
BJ, I thought you had a thing for daddies, and if you go back to the classic Who, are you telling me that none of them might work for you? Really?
Not really. I don't know. Maybe I think it's because
we're not talking John Sims. We're not talking Missy, obviously. But we go back further, and
I'm down for Sims also.
No.
Honestly. But he chewed scenery like nobody else, and
amazing.
Missy could chew some scenery, but this new Master, above and beyond. The other Doctor. Holy crap, I love her. I absolutely fucking love her.
I screamed, and Zach yelled at me for screaming, and then I screamed some more.
Did you finish watching the whole season, BJ?
No, I'm actually like I think 2 episodes from the end.
Okay, so I'm not going to spoil the ending.
Okay,
but the other Doctor, like that whole thing, because it happened, and then they went away from it, and it just kind of felt like, oh, are we not really going to touch on this? And then it wraps back up. It's a little convoluted, but I think in the grand scheme of it all, what they did was kind of what they needed to do in order to keep the show fresh. I know that we had the whole like he was gifted another set of regenerations and blah 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 and all this, but now we've dug back into a different theory and a different kind of way to look at the Doctor. And it's probably a bit controversial. I haven't looked online as to whether or not the fandom is
not
responded.
That bad, actually.
Well, Brian doesn't like it. I know that.
Nope.
Umberto, when I was doing my Facebook Live video yesterday, he said he liked the season up until the finale. I think honestly, like I said, it's a little convoluted, but I think it opens up a door to tell a much different story for a different generation 50 plus years later to be able to do more with it. Because now, I'll just say this, you don't have regeneration constraints.
Be careful, because I am putting it on the list. I still have a season of Capaldi to get through and like 8 Christmas specials, but that's besides the point.
Oh, the last season with was it Bob, Fred? What's
Bill.
Bill.
Yeah.
Love Bill.
You're gonna love Bill.
Bill was fantastic. But yeah, the only thing that I will say is you don't have the regeneration issue to deal with anymore.
Like
that's it.
Like you ever really did.
Well, you could. Well, but now they always had to come up with a way around it. Now you don't have that.
Yeah.
Now you lose that pretense, and now this is just tell the story that you want to tell, and no matter what. And I hope that we get to see that other doctor again as well, because I loved her.
She's amazing.
She was fantastic.
Joe Martin, I think, is her name.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
She's up on the whatever that is, the left third.
Oh my God, I loved her outfit.
So,
I loved her.
Slight spoilers, by the way, for Oral. Sorry.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
But if you
anything.
didn't hear about it, I'll tell you right now, I wasn't like trying to get spoiled, and I was spoiled like the day after it aired. So.
Oh yeah,
I've
heard about it.
I had no clue.
Yeah, I bet that was amazing because that episode you don't see that coming at all.
No, well, it did start to feel like that one other episode where they did that with the where the guy wasn't the doctor, but he had absorbed the life force.
Oh, the next.
Then he has a balloon.
The next doctor, yeah.
And he had they did the whole same thing with the it's called the TARDIS and doing the acronym and everything. And as that was getting closer, I was like, oh, okay, we're going down this route. But I loved her. The other thing that I will mention, which Oral and I have already talked about, my last little thing. Well, Marvel Comics are coming back with a balanced distribution starting the end of this month. So
what does the balanced distribution mean in this case?
Every other week, new books and limited. There is an article. May 28th is going to be the first new books that come out since the shutdown. X-Men is going to be, I think, part of that, or Marauders, I think, is the first one of the X books coming back out.
Good.
So it's new books and then a bunch of trades and omnibuses and stuff like that, and then new books. They release from the end of May through July 8th, I think, as their Marvel schedule. What is not on there, and I'm very sad about, is Hellions. And for those of you out there that know, I love Havoc, as my dog is named after him. And as Eric Punzone, not Eric Mater, as Eric Punzone likes to call me, I'm his Madeline because he is Jean Grey. And it's been out there. The big spoiler is that she's back. The last page of Hellions #1 has Madeline Pryor, full Goblin Queen, full under titty. She got her under titty back because Hopeless had to put a cover on her under titty during Secret Wars. But
Shame.
Goblin Queen is back, and she is. And you should know that I love her because my other dog is named after her. That is with Brian. So I'm excited for Marvel Comics to come back, and I'm excited for more X-Men adventures because we have X of Swords or 10 of Swords that's supposed to be starting at some point in the near future as well. That's me.
So from the chat, and I'm only saying this because it's feeds into my own opinion. Umberto did not like the finale, as you said, but did say for BJ Viria, BJ, you should Google Roger Delgado. That was the daddy master I was thinking of in my head, and I said I knew Delgado was in there, but it's been a while. But yeah, it's Doctor Who was much better as what's her name from Drag Race UK.
Much better. Chips, much better.
Much better.
Yeah, I wasn't super into Roger Delgado. I really liked Roger Delgado's master, but no, I don't know what it is.
So
maybe I view the master as like some sort of family member.
I mean, well,
maybe that's
I've
it.
seen those videos.
Perspective shift.
Josh, you're up next. What have you been up to besides getting your bones cracked?
So I'm
and
still
wearing your wolf shorts.
and posting thirsty pictures on the Instagram.
I actually got new shorts.
Oh, you're gonna show us? You gonna show us?
Hot pocket.
There you go. Show some
He's
skin.
trying to be like that newscaster that did the report from his house and didn't have pants on.
Have you seen the one with the newscaster and his mistress like runs by in the background?
I didn't watch it, but I saw the link for it. Yes.
Yeah,
so
that's
the one with the one with the newscaster in shorts. I think that was Christopher Reeve's son.
Will Reeve?
No.
Yeah. Yes, that's his son.
He
Fun fact.
just finished a workout and was in his athletic shorts.
These are shorts, guys. These are shorts. This is not underwear.
Mm-hmm. And all the Twitter gays were like, "Yes, Betty."
I did see Anderson Cooper's great haircut, the self-given haircut. That was fun.
And he has a baby now.
Yes, he does.
He does have a baby.
And he's back with his ex.
Oh. Wow. All kinds of life adventures for him.
Mm-hmm.
So, Josh, what have you been doing?
How did you know these were wolf shorts, by the way?
Because I have the same ones.
Oh.
He gave you his old pair? I don't know.
It's like a logo showing somewhere. So
no, it's on the other leg.
Oh, I'm still working. So when I'm not working, I've been shopping a lot.
It's a problem when you're stuck at home and you're like, oh, I could Amazon. Oh, shit. That's, yeah.
Did you get the boysenberry ones?
I did.
Oh, no, did you really?
Just came today.
I love them. They're so cute.
They're so nice.
I love them.
I've also been buying a lot of Saks underwear. So their underwear is really soft. And,
Like burlap?
yeah. They're
No nuts.
comfy and comforting as a burlap sack on my sack.
So what else besides underwear?
Wait, could you turn it into a face mask if you needed to?
Oh, I'm sure.
That's how you know it's good
Look at
stuff.
this artisan stitching.
That is gorgeous stitch work.
I'm surprised he didn't have leftover Golden Gals fabric or something and making those.
Oh, rude.
What? I love them, but I'm just saying.
Gidget and Ginger have all the fans at their house. Well, because Gidget's shelter are isolating with Ginger at her house, not at her own home. So
their videos are adorable.
They're doing a live stream right now with VGL.
Yeah, VGL Drag Race, like virtual Drag Race. They are also nominated. There is a Digital Drag Fest Awards now. So if you Google Digital Drag Fest Awards, you can vote for Gidget and Ginger Minge to win an award. And another Orlando plug, Wes Miles, James at Stonewall are both making masks and selling them locally. So you can support some out of work homosexuals in Orlando.
We'll post that link up on the Facebook.
Coolio. Sorry, back to Josh.
So aside from excessive shopping and working, I have been doing extra. Like I actually kind of have access to a gym. So for the last 2 weeks, instead of getting my bones cracked, I've been doing rehab and strengthening like my back and stuff. So been exercising with like my own body weight and like one of those little inflatable balls. That's been whooping my ass. And then as far as TV goes, I binged all 4 seasons of She-Ra on Netflix.
Nice.
Yes.
Like I think 3-4 days.
What did you think of Double Trouble?
Gay as hell.
Double Trouble is my queer icon.
But
forever.
I was down for it. I thought the character was really interesting and very flamboyant, but I was like for it because I feel like it fit the story and the character, I guess.
Just the character that loves to just ruin everybody's fucking day, and that is a vibe. That is a wonderful fucking vibe.
That's what you do on your free time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the big lesbian energy for She-Ra is like
Scorpia.
I live for it. Oh gosh, Scorpia, my precious Scorpia.
I want Scorpia as a girlfriend. Fuck, like, how could you mistreat Scorpia ever? She's the best.
So the voice actor for or actress of Scorpia, she plays in Superstore. She's
I can't not hear Gina when I'm listening to Scorpia.
Yeah, but I was actually a little pleasantly surprised with Shira. The only thing that like took me a while is just the shading on the cheeks and the nose and stuff. That took me a little bit to get past. I didn't really understand like the style, but given the
But you didn't get poor man's anime?
What's that?
You didn't get poor man's anime?
Oh,
I'm saying nothing. It was good though. I liked it, and I just got on Pose finally.
Ooh.
Oh,
girl, where you been?
I still have to watch season 2.
I haven't watched any of it yet either.
I've been busy. But I'm getting into older shows that I've been super behind on. I'm
older.
Schitt's Creek.
I don't have access to the last season.
Yes, you do. It's on
TV,
your television.
My TV kicked me out of your account. I went to go look.
I
also went to start season 4 of One Day at a Time.
Ow! I finally watched season 3, so now I'm caught up with season 4.
I got halfway. No, I got the first episode down, but when I went to go back, all of a sudden it's like your location's changed.
Oh, yeah.
Nice try, bitch.
Sorry, we'll discuss that offline, and I'll get you set back up.
Okay. And I'm finishing True Blood because that's on Hulu now.
There are some things you shouldn't finish.
Love yourself. Why don't you love yourself?
I heard it was
Not good.
It's a season.
It's television.
It is the thing that happened.
It is a show that had a season.
Were made. But I'm a completionist, so I've started it. Might as well finish it. And I've been getting back into video editing. So I actually edited a video for my friend Mick for the Varsity Gay League drag thing that they're doing. And studying for my phlebotomy recertification. So that's been everything that's taking up my time.
I didn't know you were a bloodsucker. That's great.
Wow.
Well, you got to suck something in these trying times.
That's what I'm saying.
So Oral.
Oh, me?
Josh, I assume you're done. I don't know. Did you have anything else? Okay. Oral, how are you been?
I'm all right. I moved 3 times in 2 months. Effectively, for a moment, lost both of my jobs. Technically, I lost 3. One's just postponed. But I am making it any way I know how, working remotely from home, which is interesting, and back in a office type environment, which has been really cool, but they're really lax on dress code because at this point after training, nobody's gonna see what I look like, which has been really fun and interesting because it has kind of reawoken my other abilities and skill sets that you don't get to utilize all the time when you're slinging comic books. But I haven't left the store. I actually will be there for our Ain't No Way We're Not Gonna Celebrate Free Comic Book Day 24-hour live stream that actually starts. A Comic Shop is doing a live stream. It starts at midnight tonight. Go to A Comic Shop on Facebook. You will see me there tomorrow evening starting at 6, going to midnight because I'm helping Aaron, 1, not commit seppuku, and 2, showing my face.
And I'll be joining that stream actually as well. I'll be there from 1 p.m. on Saturday till 3. 1 p.m. I'm going to be selling my Toy Biz Marvel action figures. And at 2 p.m., Aaron and I are going to be interviewing Sam Humphries.
Yeah, I heard about that. Your collection is beast. Like it
I
is
know.
so good. If you have if there are any action figure collectors in, this stream or watching right now, pay attention to what Cap just said because what she has cannot be beat. It can't.
Did you grab the
Every-
Scarlet Witch figure out of there? Do you have that one already?
I do have that one. Is it the one with the spears, the yellow
With
spears?
weird balancing like thing? Yeah.
Yeah, I have that because if I didn't, I would have DM'd
Yoink.
you. I'm like, girl, that's mine.
Yeah. And I've been like, I know. I was just waiting for you to get it.
But yeah, I am living in a new part of town, Altamont Springs, which is cute. I love my house. I'm sorry, say again?
So cute.
Mm-hmm. My roommates are phenomenal. Not that my old roommates were bad. I love them. We're family. But like, I really lucked out in that instance. Unlike Pat, who likes to watch really upbeat, happy things, whenever I am sad, I watch the most depressing, soul crushing things I can find, which is why I have been mainlining The Man in the High Castle.
Oh
Wow.
no!
Brutal. Well done.
Oh no!
I think you could only beat that with The Leftovers, really, at this point.
Oh, honey, I'm not ready yet. I'm not done. I absolutely love that show. I think it's gorgeous. I love the character work. They are really driving home the complexities of what kind of people, who are monsters, how do they function in like day-to-day life? And conversely, how do you fight monsters without becoming monsters, but doing monstrous things? Really engaging. I've been watching Hoarders, a lot of Hoarders.
No!
Yes.
Has anybody been like an underwear hoarder yet? Like, Josh could be on the show someday, maybe?
I'm not
No.
hoarding. I'm
But-
investing.
Investing, that's right.
But I did watch an episode where, a gentleman in his 50s was a hoarder, trying to get back into his townhome, and didn't want his sisters going into certain areas because they found, as they put it, hardcore porn. And my favorite is that eventually they found dildos, which were, of a, I guess, astonishing size if you're cis and heterosexual. And
I mean, he wasn't into fisting or anything, but
So, Aura,
The American Challenge.
with your comment for cis and heterosexual, does that mean that in terms of size for homosexuals, the limit does not exist?
there are limits.
There is no spoon.
If you truly believe and wish upon a star, anything is possible.
God.
Anus,
Jiminy Cricket
anus
in
thing
there.
is
Thing is
possible.
possible.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
Boo again.
Traffic
But no,
cones.
they found wigs and garter belts and stockings. And for me, it's really interesting to see how a mind works. Some people say that they're collectors. Some people say they hold on to things for sentimental value. But there comes a point where all of that takes over your life. And how do you process that? I think that's really interesting. But I need to circle back because I'm not done.
Ugh.
Also, trigger warning for what I'm about to show you. Connected to the Man in the High Castle, right next to me on my king size bed, is The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich, which I will be reading in quarantine. I've already started it. The Nazis terrible, but really great record keepers. And so I want to see the rise and fall of the Third Reich.
Really meticulous. Really meticulous.
You're
Very
going
meticulous.
all in. Wow.
Great bureaucrats, man. They were the best.
If you have time, sprinkle in some Overlord for a little bit of horror B-movie Nazi zombies.
Great.
I kind of like that.
Too
I thought it
scary.
was
They're
bad.
zombies.
Oral.
I know-
Devilman Crybaby.
Yes.
I'm
If
not
you
doing that
want to
either.
hit that sad G spot.
No.
Devilman
Hard
Crybaby.
pass on that one.
The art is garbage, and I won't be bothered.
Ooh, I got one. If you like 90s nostalgia for arcade games, High Score Girl. That's a good anime on Netflix.
Ooh, that is a good anime on Netflix.
Yes. Yes.
And Oral, let me just say this. I don't like to watch upbeat and happy things. Okay, one day at a time, fine. But when I am homesick, when I am going through it, my default is to watch Rent and cry myself silly.
Oh,
I don't have it because it's with all of my stuff that is not here in Chicago yet. Although I will say this, Josh, when you do finally catch up to the final season of Schitt's Creek, you will cry during the finale, and you will unapologetically bawl ugly fucking tears during the epilogue episode where it's about the filming of the final season, and they read this letter from his parents' group. Yeah,
Yeah, I watched that clip. I was like,
unapologetically bawling.
so Pat, how long have you
Back to me. I didn't say I was done. I'm wrapping up, I promise.
give her her moment.
I feel very attacked.
The last thing that I've been doing, besides trying different recipes, aka Anna Garden's roasted shrimp salad, delicious, I have been playing my PS4. I have time to play video games, playing
Must be
board games
nice.
with my roommates. I finally got to play, and I finally got to play and finish Batman Arkham Knight.
Ooh.
Which was a blast. I last night finished the main quest for God of War, the most recent one.
Ooh, that's a
How
good one.
So much fun. The
You
Valkyrie.
the older ones.
I want to come back. I have. I played the first two.
Do you need to play the last one?
Nope.
The third one is too far. Too far.
You don't need to play any of them to understand what happens in the most recent one.
Okay, because that's too much.
Yeah. I'd say play the first one and the last one. I have been thinking about what game I'm going to play next because God of War has been amazing. I want to be a Valkyrie when I grow up.
Did you get all of them?
Oh, no, I haven't beat a single one.
Okay.
Oh, no, they're bad.
Yeah, I got 2 and then gave up because they just got worse.
They are vicious, and I'm not doing it. Well, I'm doing it, but I'm taking my time. The next game I think I'm going to play is Star Wars Fallen Order. I played a little bit of it. I loved it. The voice actor and the model for the main character is my husband.
I was going to say, girl, you thirsty.
Yeah, boo.
And he was also on Shameless.
Ooh.
I just...
Isn't that Cameron something?
That's Cameron. And that's what I've been doing.
Ian Lerv.
Oral, the only reason I know about that Hoarders episode is because Willem had clips of it on the Beatdown, and it's fantastic. And the newest Beatdown just came out today. It's the drag queens in quarantine episode. The first clip is Anahi Santos. Does everybody know about Anahi Santos? Jeff, you wouldn't, but that's
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Nope.
Anahi Santos is a drag queen in, I'm assuming it's more southern Florida. She was drunk and did a live video of a Facebook Live performance. And it went off the rails after the first song, which included her continuing to drink and then falling asleep for 2.5 hours
Oh, I
on her
heard about
Facebook
that.
Live.
It is great. It
I
is.
woke up the morning after to Addison and a bunch of my friends on Facebook having changed their Facebook profile picture to Anahi Santos sleeping in her chair on the patio, and it was amazing. And it literally goes for almost 3 hours. And she like
Performance art.
drooling. At some point, I think got up and like burped and almost it sounded like she was about to vomit. Eventually takes the wig off. She has this like couch cover over her outfit for a reveal that eventually has only one side up because the other is the bra, and eventually the makeup gets smeared, the eyelashes come off. It is, go look it up, go find it. It is worth skimming through, because don't sit there and watch for 3 hours.
Pat, I feel like you should make a 2 liter Pepsi tribute to this.
Bitch, I almost came on this in Phoenix dress and wig and makeup.
You really should have.
You still have time, right?
Cap, you should definitely see it from a performance art. And, honey, are you ready for what? This is my last thing, I swear. Are you ready for what I'm going to do on the 12th?
Drag finally?
Oh, no.
Oh, come on.
Something more permanent.
No, not that thing that you want.
Something more permanent. I am dyeing my hair aquamarine.
Yes, get it.
Neptune power.
yeah.
Up.
I'm down.
Excellent.
I'm here for it.
That's amazing.
Very excited.
I'm so excited.
And then you'll do drag.
And then I'll do drag.
Yay!
Come on, Ebony
That's me.
Maximoff.
All right.
Maximoff.
So, Eric, you're sitting down there in your underwater throne room, whatever the heck that picture is, or your picture frame.
It's supposed to be like Hades themed.
Wait, like
They're
Hades Disney or Hades Final
Yeah,
Fantasy
Hades
14?
Disney.
Oh, that's not the Hades for me.
In
Live
the world.
action Hades.
Oh, live action. Oh, I see what you're doing there. All right, so what
Wait,
do you?
from the Descendants? I shouldn't know that.
So what have you
No,
been
they're
up
making
to?
a live action version of Hercules.
Is that?
I thought it was just a Krakoa gate.
Oh, so what have you been doing?
Working from home, which is an interesting change, but I think I'm getting used to it. Since how I really don't have to talk on the phone to anybody, hardly ever, which is fantastic.
Have the voices started?
Lucky.
That's just his roommate.
It's mainly because where I set up my desk, it's right by the back door, so I'm mainly just letting Jacob's dog in and out all day long.
Oh.
Nothing's
That sounds
changed.
disturbing.
Nothing has changed, Eric. Oh,
Nope.
sorry.
So as far as kind of media consumption, I did a rewatch of Neon Genesis Evangelion. I hadn't watched that in a while.
Who's Leon? Just kidding. Did you watch the
Evangelion.
This is very important though. Did you watch the original series or the rebuild?
The original series.
Have you seen the rebuild movies?
No, because I'm waiting for the last one to eventually come out and just watch all 4 of them
Just
together.
you'll be waiting for a while. Just watch the first 3
I know.
and then,
That's fine. I'm keeping up with the current seasons of The Voice and Top Chef All Stars. And then I decided because
Sorry, that's what I wanted to say.
Oh, it's also up on the YouTube stream, Pat.
Yeah.
I know, that's what I'm showing it from.
Oh, yeah.
and then because I have all the time in the world and I had only ever seen the first season of Survivor, I decided I'm going to start watching Survivor. So I reached out for suggestions of seasons to watch. So I've already watched season 7 and I'm most of the way through season 13.
Did you watch Cook Island yet? Was that season 7?
That was the first one I watched.
That's a good
Was
one.
Cook Island. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Any of them with Ozzy?
Not Boston Rob. Fuck her.
Actually, the later ones with Bastin Rab, when everybody knows he's gonna try to win, and they just vote him off in like the 4th episode. Like, nah,
Which
bitch.
is what he deserves.
I didn't hate Boston Rob when he was on
Amazing Race.
Yeah.
They're generally nicer on Amazing Race to
You
each
know,
other. To their
The Amazing
teammates,
Race
no.
The Amazing Race was my favorite show, but then I got real sick of seeing Americans just not taking the beauty of sacred places and ripping their clues open and throwing it on the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's disappointing the way that we treat the rest of the world. Yeah.
You follow that.
That's humanity.
I've watched half of Beastars so far, which
Oh,
that's
no.
really good.
Is it good?
Oh
It's
no.
I
I
like
want
it
to
a
start
lot.
watching that show so bad. It looks amazing.
How attractive do you find Legoshi?
I mean, well, he could have a sandwich. He's a little.
Wait, is that Bella Lugosi?
Actually,
Yes,
the character's
Bela
based off of
Lugosi
Bela
is.
Lugosi.
I read some books. I because they're quick and easy. I like young adult fantasy, kind of a la Harry Potter, and I really like Greek mythology. So the Rick Riordan, Percy Jackson series, I really like, and so I read the third series of those books, which is all about Apollo's turned into a teenage kid and has to go through some trials to get back to being a god. That was exciting. And then something I watched on YouTube was it's called Take Me to the World, which was the concert for Stephen Sondheim's 90th birthday.
Ooh,
Which is really
thank you for
exciting.
Oh my God.
reminding me.
That was so fantastic, even if we had to wait an extra hour. It was so great.
Yeah, I watched it the day after, so I didn't have to wait for that hour.
Well, you missed nothing. No, the best parts, like, I mean, I'm sure you're going to talk about it, but like, tell me what your favorite part was. What was the favorite segment that they did?
Okay, so some of my favorite performances were Beanie Feldstein and Ben Platt doing It Takes Two from It to the Woods. I really liked Randy Rainbow doing By the Sea. Mandy Patinkin was really good. Chip Zien doing No More from Into the Woods. That's one of my favorite songs from Into the Woods.
What about Ladies Who Lunch?
I'll get to it.
Ah!
Bernadette Peters doing No One Is Alone. But of course, Christine Baranski, Meryl Streep, and Audra McDonald doing The Ladies Who Lunch while they were drinking was
100%.
amazing.
The best thing
Everything
ever.
I needed.
And our lives right now, right? I mean, I just finished bourbon and, you know.
Yeah, and I finished a White Claw.
I'm gonna go refill my sangria.
Oh, White Claw. Oh.
I was gonna say
Laws.
when I heard Ina Garten's recipe, I thought it was for the cocktail
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws.
That's right.
in the
That's
super
right.
large, the comically large martini glass.
Who's drinking?
Yes, that was really good. Ina Garten.
I still haven't. I haven't gotten to that point yet. Soon.
Probably because your big martini glass is still with your stuff, right?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I actually,
Haven't
it
you-
came with me, and I put it through the dishwasher, and it is gorgeous. It is gleaming. It is clean.
Oh.
It is. I mean, it spent almost 6 years as my tip jar. The amount of smoke and like Parliament House-ness and money that has been
Still.
through that thing.
Yes.
Oh,
Still.
gives
Are
it
we
flavor.
supposed to watch those?
Disinfect that.
I didn't do it for 6 years, so you finally.
It's like a cast iron pan. All of that flavor is just embedded
Seasoning.
in the
Oh.
glass.
But to clean it, you got to rub lard and the salt, and it's a whole mess. It's gross. Anything else that you are excited or experienced?
No, that's about it.
All right, let me bring it home, and then we'll do a little last round and try to wrap this thing up in a short amount of time. So I have been, obviously, since I moved out to Seattle, I have been trying to acclimate and do my thing, but the last 2 months, obviously, has been stuck at home. So binging, Netflix had this great, HBO had this great documentary about the McDonald's Monopoly scam contest, which I loved back when I was a kid. Jeff, I think you remember getting those pieces from the numerous times we had McDonald's as growing up, right?
I
Oh,
love the
man.
ad campaigns. The reasons that we needed to have to buy more McDonald's.
Like
Yeah,
there
the
was.
food was disgusting. Had to really motivate us.
But if you have not seen McMillions yet, it is fascinating, and especially being a Floridian and knowing that most of it centered around Jacksonville, and hearing the FBI's process for which they busted the Jerrys for the whole thing. It is a wild ride. If you don't want to watch Tiger King for whatever reason, and you still need a good documentary, McMillions is fantastic. It ends about as well as you'd think it would end. There's one thing they didn't do, which they couldn't get, but other than that, it was fantastic and so good. Anybody else watch McMillions?
I started it. I'm on 3 episodes in.
It starts slow. I guarantee you, it's like the first episode was like, all right, this is okay, but it just takes a turn, and you're like, oh, I'm in.
Well, and the greatest part too is that's part of the HBO free stuff that they put out. So you can watch all of McMillions free, or you can go on Hulu if you have a Hulu membership, and I think they have the whole thing on Hulu now too.
Oh, excellent. Avenue 5 we mentioned earlier. Freaking hilarious. Iannucci is a brilliant satirist. I didn't know if the sci-fi thing would work as well, but there's again some turns they take and some ongoing sort of in-jokes around the ship, let's just say, that are pretty awesome. And the whole season ends with an interesting sort of moment. So I'm very excited. Hopefully they're coming back. I don't know how well it did.
I hope so too. That was really good.
Yeah. Oh, and
what platform is it on?
That's another HBO show. I don't know if that's on the free list, but yeah.
No. Anything that recent, they really took their selections like, all right, let's give them The Wire and The Sopranos.
Classics,
New
right?
stuff.
They might have the first episode on their YouTube channel, because Insecure season 4, the first episode, the full episode was on there for free. They might be trying to lure you in.
Get you hooked.
So I've also been watching, speaking of for free, Picard. You get 1 free month of CBS All Access, and I've been digging that series. It scratches all the next gen itches that I've had forever. And Oral, did you've probably seen it a little bit, right?
Brian, I've watched it all.
I haven't finished it.
Oh my God, you need.
I will.
You want to know what happens, Brian? You want me to spoil it for you?
No. Stop that.
Do it.
We're not doing that again.
He loves when I spoil things.
Fucking do it.
It is perfect for fans who want more Star Trek. The end of the season gives you a lot of palpable feels. And then as soon as you finish watching the season finale, I need you to text me.
Yes.
Because we will talk and have discussions.
Oh, good. I love that. I missed that, actually. That's very... We used to do that with Doctor Who, and then just, stuff.
I fell off. I'm going to catch up.
It's okay.
Soon
We
as
used to do that with Drag Race, Oral.
Oh, that's true, too.
Do you know why? Because I can now see the wires. Magic doesn't exist. And even if you clap, Tinkerbell still dies. So screw Drag Race. I'm done with it.
I don't blame
what about
you.
Secret Celebrity Drag Race?
Oh, fuck that noise.
I don't
It's
care.
amazing.
Celebrity.
It was super cute.
It
was an
wasn't as bad
adorable
as I
show.
thought it was going to be.
Better than
except
Drag
the three
You?
Makeup. The
Oh my God,
three
it was a-
makeup artists weren't credited.
I know, right? Chanel. Who
Make it-
else?
Layla McQueen and Mayhem Miller.
Shame.
Like
Shame.
the mentors didn't do the makeup.
World of Wonder.
Honestly, I
Shame.
watched the bonus clip with Chanel. We didn't miss much.
They still should have credited them. Anyway, we're not going too deep in the Drag Race.
They might be credited.
I think they're in the.
Oh, they're on the
in
credits?
The end credits.
All right, well, that's fair.
Probably.
So
I mean,
won't-
Dahlia Sin gets credited every episode when she shows up as broccoli.
So, okay, we need to do we need a Drag Race deep dive here at some point, because I have thoughts about that.
Well, because Eric and I talked about it after like episode 4, and then it came out like 3.5 weeks later, and like more episodes had come out, and it was awkward.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need to talk more about it. I mean, the season's almost over.
It's like we have a spinoff or something.
Tonight's
tonight's
next
5.
week. Yeah, it takes it down to 5. So the next we have 2 more eliminations before we don't know how this finale is gonna go.
Yeah, because
I didn't
DragCon is this weekend, and it's digital DragCon.
digital DragCon because they had canceled it. But what I didn't realize was that Ink Master had a new season that had been coming out. They always do a live finale because they do. Jared's doing stretches.
I was
over.
watching
love
that.
it.
I'm like,
See the leg go up. Ink Master always does a live finale because they have to show their pieces, and they do a live tattoo at the finale. They canceled it because they couldn't have it and didn't declare a winner. They just split the prize money amongst the 3 finalists.
That'd be very egalitarian if RuPaul does that. We'll see. So, moving on to one more Netflix thing. Sorry, I just have Netflix on my brain. Rocco. Have you guys seen Rocco, the documentary about the Italian porn star? Also named Rocco. Seriously, I was...
Rocco Steele?
Rocco Reed.
I don't remember.
Rocco DiSpirito?
I don't remember. He's an Italian porn star.
Rocco's Modern Life?
No, not that one. That would be another thing.
He's Australian.
But if you Google Rocco and Italian porn and in Netflix, it's a great documentary. It is all about, and he's a straight porn star, but you should still watch it. Listen, no. You should still watch it. It's fascinating. It's a deep dive on this one man's career, and I was enthralled. It was fantastic. Real quick, video games. I have been playing a lot of them because I didn't for like a year because I was traveling all over the freaking world. Final Fantasy VII, no one's talked about it.
Rub salt in the wound, Brian.
Listen, I got it out of my system when I could.
have it. I just haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I have it too. I just haven't played it
I
either.
haven't played it yet.
Can we just for a second, because we all know about that one thing in 7 that's a little controversial, potentially. Talk about the remake.
No idea what you're talking about.
It's in Walmart.
If you're talking about the death, it doesn't.
That's not what I'm talking about. So
Rocco
no,
Siffredi,
it's there. It's
no
there.
one has
there's
played it
extra
yet.
stuff.
No one has played it yet, right? Except
No,
me?
but
do you want me to spoil it for you?
No, I've played it.
No.
I'm just no. Stop that.
Don't spoil the honeybee.
I was very pleased, I will say, with what I have experienced, and I just went through it like 2 nights ago. It was very. They have updated it and made it a little better, but I am interested if anyone else has opinions about this. I might be on the wrong side. I don't know, but I felt like it was fun.
Well, I haven't.
Demo.
Yeah, everything I've seen from it looks like it's like it's been done in such a way so as not to marginalize. From what I've seen, I haven't watched any like direct playthroughs. I've just seen a little bits pieces here and there. But I did recently see this like in sync kind of like boy dance thing with Cloud, and Aerith's like cheering him on, and I'm like, whoa, I'm having some feelings here. I'm not sure what they are, but like this is good.
Yeah.
And like Cloud's being a sexy boy, and he's being congratulated for that, and I think that's great.
He is being a very sexy boy in that scene. It is fantastic. And then what follows is, I think, about as good as you could hope for with material.
I've heard that game is super horny. Like every character is
my God.
just
So
super
I
duper
don't
horny.
remember this from the original, and maybe some of you do, and I know I played it, and Jeff, I know you played it, and I'm sure Eric, you played it. Like 7 was not this thirst trappy game with Cloud in this love triangle that I remember, but this update.
Oh, it very much was.
Was it?
I'm just gonna say
Yeah, it was.
I felt like Advent Children was incredibly thirst trappy. Like, I'm sorry, the three villain characters, those 3 were thirst traps for everyone. So once they updated the character models, I feel like it was.
Well,
I knew it was going to go to this route. It was going to be
Barrett alone as a thirst trap. Like they have the hair. He is like a fucking shit house or brick house or whatever the hell, like
Gun Daddy
stacked, like it is insane.
Gun Daddy,
and then
Gun Daddy can get it.
And then the Cloud thing, like I just don't. Maybe when I was however old I was when I played this, like I just it went over my head. But like all 3 of them, it's not even a triangle; it's a quadrangle, are all over him, and it is just I don't know. It's a lot.
That's fair.
It's yeah. Anyway, so speaking of the honeybee, I just finished the main story quest on 14. I know I talked about Final Fantasy 14 way too much for anyone's sanity, but it is.
We accept you for it.
Excellent. Eric has been great. We actually got to meet finally in game because he's on a different server. So I surprised
What server
him.
are you on?
I'm on Gilgamesh. Eric, you're on Fairy.
Okay.
Fairy.
So I did a little. Oh, you are on Gilgamesh too. You're back. Oh, we have to have adventures. Are you you're in any guilds like the Taint Guild? Okay. Well, if you're interested, free companies. Anyway, which by the way,
the Taint Guild.
It's called Taint. If you go back in our podcast history, we actually interviewed the leader of Taint, which is an LGBT guild on 14. Gilgamesh, and he is actually stepping down. Vane Palazzo is stepping down today as guild leader. He has been that since I think the beginning. Anyway, main story
the
quest.
Survive?
I know, right? Someone will touch the taint.
My
I guarantee.
Kegels right now in their honor.
Ooh. And I just joined the Discord, and oh my god, Discord's a whole thing. And the Omniverse Discord, there's been a lot of Discord in my life lately, in a good way.
Good.
So I've been thrilled to be on that. The Rainbow group in the Omniverse, I'm going to give a shout out because it is fantastic, and I'm so sad. I am so sad I missed whatever I missed. I'm sure it's all there in the history, but
it's all there.
If you're not
Nerdy Show's mighty queer rebirth, when all of us shed our skin and became beautiful rainbow creatures. Yeah.
I am so happy, and I'm so glad I'm there. And if you guys are, I mean, Cap, you can talk more to it, but like, if you're not on the Discord, if you like the Discord, the Omniverse Discord, I mean, it is fantastic. Jared and I are on there, and Cap as well, obviously, but join the fun. It is all kinds of great, amazing stuff.
Head to nerdyshow.com/Discord. Jump right in.
Beautiful. And I think that's it. I don't know. There's probably more, but hey, that's enough talking out of me. So if you guys have enjoyed this, Pat, you can talk more eloquently than I can about how you can continue to support our efforts.
All right, back to me. If you've enjoyed this or any of the other content that we put out on the
money. Give us money.
If you enjoyed this or anything else that we put out on the Nerdy Show Network, you can find us at flameonshow.com. You can scroll to the bottom. You'll find all the links to our social media. We will go through and do a round robin of all of everybody's social handles in just a second. But if you would like to help support Flame On, you can do so by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/Flame On Show. We have 4 different levels that you can join at. Each one has a different perk that is added. And actually, I do want to give a shout out. This is not the official one, but we have
bonus
it is, well, because this isn't our normal full cast like roundup.
It's fine. We'll charge him for it later.
Dave Patterson. I actually sent him an email because I knew that we weren't going to have one in April. But Dave Patterson is our newest patron, and I want to give him a shout out and say hello. But there are 4 levels you can join. At any of them, you get great content, and you can help support us. You can also help support the Nerdy Show. Cap, is it still patreon.com/Nerdy Show?
Well, it that will direct you to it, but it's actually patreon.com/Omniverse Media these days.
All right. Well, you can go and you can support Omniverse and Nerdy Show there as well. And yeah, let's do a quick round robin of where you can find us on social media. Cap, where can the listeners and viewers find you on social?
Well, you can find me at Cap Blackard on absolutely everything, including Patreon, where Neon Bath is, Twitter, and Instagram.
Awesome. Brian, what is your social?
I am at Flame On Brian on, I think, Instagram, Twitter, and something else, Facebook. I don't know. At Flame On Brian, you'll probably find me.
BJ, where can they find you?
I am BJ BEEJAY on Instagram, and I am DJ's Brain Stuff, one word, on Twitter.
Awesome. Jeff, where can they find you?
Scratch113. Just Google search it, and I'm sure something of mine will come up. Except for Oculus. I just found out that my name's taken on Oculus, and that makes me very upset. Yeah.
Jared, where can our fine fellows find you?
I only have Instagram, and that's at Sketchforge, and that's all one word.
Awesome. Mr. Bellbust.
Is barely spelt like the animal with an LY _Josh on Instagram.
Barely Josh. That's where you can find all of his hot pocket photos. Oral.
Don't ask. I mean, if you see me in group, by all means, reach out. Otherwise, I'm not going to check it.
Eric, where can they find you?
Well, I'm an old man, so I don't post on Instagram or Twitter. I just have the Facebooks.
The Facebook on the interwebs.
It's
on
okay,
the interwebs.
Eric. It's okay being old. It's okay.
And I mean, if they want, they can go to the Flame On Show Facebook page, find the birthday post, and you're tagged in that picture, so they can friend request you there.
Ooh.
For sure.
So I think that does it for this little house party.
I want to thank the
it's-
chat. The chat's been outstanding. I'm sorry we haven't drawn from it more often, but Umberto, Price, Viria, I think there was somebody else in there somewhere. Philip, you guys were great. Thank you for your interaction. It's up on the video when this goes up on our channel, so it's preserved, I think, for our posterity.
And also, let me give a shout out to a fellow podcast, Yoho Taro. They do B films, Japanese monster movies, all sorts of stuff like that. Viri is a part of it. So,
awesome.
I want to give a little shout out for her podcast.
Viria, please post that link or BJ, make sure you share that link.
Sure.
I would like to send a shout out to Race Chaser for no reason.
Oh, and I have one more.
Deep friends of the pod.
Duh.
I'm
glad they're still doing stuff. Comic Book Bears is my other show that I'm a part of. We've been doing these live stream YouTube endeavors for like the last 4 weeks now, every Thursday around 9 Eastern. So if you really want comic books, and because obviously there's nothing new, we're talking about old comic books and doing interviews, come check us out. Comic Book Bears.
I was going to say, it's probably a very short podcast for new material right now.
Girl, it is long. It is Steve Mowry, my buddy, our friend, does love to talk.
Deep friend of the pod.
Deep friend. He loves to talk.
Is it Maury or Mowry?
That's Maury. I just always say it wrong.
I only know that because of Tia and Samara. Well, that's just me. So thank you all for joining us. The Flame On Omniverse Nerdy Show crew. Thank you all. This is the point where you say
thank you. Thanks for having us, Pat. Appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure.
Those of you watching out there, thank you so much. Those of you that will be listening to this in the near future, thank you for listening. And tune back in 2 weeks on the podcast, and we will have more content for you. Until then, good night.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.